Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Heat, Pedal to the Metal is here to take you on a high-speed racing adventure that will leave you feeling like you're behind the wheel of a real Indy race car. Thank you for joining us at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Melissa Delp.
And I'm Kevin Delp. Heat, Pedal to the Metal is a game for 1 to 6 players that takes about 60 minutes to play. It's published by Days of Wonder, a division of Asmodee. They sent us this copy to review. Now we're going to give you a quick overview of the game and then share our thoughts. Please take a moment to like this video. It really does help out the channel. The game comes with 2 double-sided racetracks, player boards, cars, and lots of cards.
This game puts players in the driver's seat of intense car races, jockeying for position to cross the finish line first while managing their car's speed so they don't overheat and blow a gasket.
In a given round, players will simultaneously play a number of cards from their hand based on their current gear. Then, in turn order, players will reveal their cards and advance their car on the track based on those cards.
Heat is not just about speed, though. It's about strategy, too. When playing with advanced modules, selecting the right upgrades for your car at the beginning of the game will help you hug the curves and keep your engine cool enough to maintain top speeds.
And let's not forget your driving skills. They're going to be key to victory. But let's take a minute to look under the hood of Heat.
The top of the player board walks you through what you do during the round and on your turn. Shift gears, play cards face down, reveal cards on your turn. Number 4, Adrenaline, is activated if your car is in last place. 5 is React, then Slipstream. If you crossed a corner, check your speed, discard unwanted cards, and finally, replenish your hand.
Now the order of play is super important, and I like that there's simultaneous play happening as you choose the cards and then turn-based as you take your car around the track.
As you're deciding which cards to play, you know how many cards the other players are going to play, but not which ones. Are they playing high numbers and moving a lot of spaces? Or maybe they're near a corner and have to take it slow.
Each corner has a speed limit. If you cross the corner at a higher speed, you have to discard heat cards from your engine as a penalty. 1 heat for each speed you're over. If you can't pay, you spin out.
But here's a neat thing about the order of play. On your turn in step 5, you might be able to cool down. That lets you return some of those heat cards that are kind of junking up your hand. You can put them back into your engine. And then you can use those heat in step 7 to play the penalty if you go too fast around a corner.
Now, setting up a slipstream is one of my favorite things in the game. If you can end your movement behind or next to another car, you can move 2 extra spaces. That can really come in handy to get you around a corner.
Yeah, I know. I'm always kind of thinking about that when I'm coming up to a corner. If I stop right before it or right after it, is someone, namely Kevin, going to use my car to get through the corner easier? It really feels great when you can do that to someone else, but not so great when it's done to you.
Now, we've played Heat 8 times now. All the different tracks and at different player counts. Personally, I like it at 4, 5, or 6 players. You're able to utilize the slipstream more often, which is always fun. And I don't think the game takes too much longer at the higher player counts because there's a lot of that simultaneous play going on.
Yeah, I would agree. I also enjoy it at 4 or more players. There's more jockeying for positions and surprises. Most of the races are several laps, so someone in the lead on lap 1 might be in the back in lap 2. The winner isn't necessarily the person who crosses the finish line first. If multiple cars cross the line in the same round, the winner is the car who traveled the farthest.
I really like all the tracks, but if I had to pick one, I think it would be Italy. There is a 37 space straightaway, and if you have the right cards, you can leave your opponents in the dust, or if you accidentally make a mistake, you can catch up there too.
I like The Great Britain map. There are a lot of tight, low-speed turns bunched together, so you really need to manage your hand and your heat well. It's not just about rocketing through the straightaways with a lot of speed, Kevin.
I like that you can play Heat with all kinds of people. I think experienced gamers are going to like it, the casual gamer, even family and friends that might not even call themselves gamers.
I think one of the big reasons for this is because Heat has different game modes. You can play easy, where you just use the numbered cards and really, really basic upgrades. And then there are the advanced modes, like the weather and track conditions module, which modifies specific corners and sections of the track. Or the garage module, which adds special upgrade cards.
I personally like playing with the drafting those upgraded cards. Every game just feels a little bit different with the cards that are in my deck based on those powerful cards.
I tend to go for cards that allow me to go faster around the corners and give me cooldowns. There's also some that go back on your deck instead of in your discard. Those are nice.
There's even a little push your luck aspect to the cards in Heat because some cards have plus symbols on them. You reveal a card from your deck for each plus symbol and then go that number of spaces. So you don't really know how many spaces you're going to go before you draw, which can be good if you're in that straightaway, or bad if you just went around a corner and had to spend a lot of Heat cards. There was one upgrade card that I had in a game that had like 3 or 4 pluses on that one card, and I utilized it on that long straightaway on the Italy map.
Yeah, this is a great way, those plus symbols, to play even more cards than the gear that you're in. But you could be sacrificing some of your really good upgrade cards because they'll get discarded. When you draw, you keep drawing until you reveal one of your colored speed cards. So now let's just move on to one other module.
Okay.
It's the championship system. In it, you can play 3 or 4 races that represent a whole season.
Okay.
You'll be customizing your car before each race to claim the top spot on the podium. But watch out, because the weather, road conditions, and events will change every race to keep things interesting.
And if you're feeling up for a solo challenge, try the Legends module or add some automated drivers as additional opponents when you have only a few players.
So I enjoy several racing games. I like the dice placement and push your luck aspect of Rallyman. I like the 2 different phases in Thunder Rolls, where you place dice to get benefits and cards, and then the card programming phase, where there's a lot of action and chaos. So Heat, I think, feels different than both of those.
I agree.
At its heart, it's a hand management and heat management game, with a little bit of press your luck. How far can you push it in the corners without spinning out? Do you have the available heat to boost? Where's the player in front of me going to stop? And can I take advantage of that slipstream? I like having all of those decisions.
I do like the heat management part of the game. I usually spend way too many heat cards on that first lap. I've been working on being a little bit more conservative so that I can spend them at the right time. I really like the streamlined nature of Heat, and it is a perfect racing game to introduce to your friends and family. Heat, Pedal to the Metal, is a game that'll have you burning rubber and leaving your opponents in the dust.
Do you have a favorite racing game? Let us know in the comments below. I haven't played Flamme Rouge or Downforce. Should I give those a try?